Hello everyone. So today I am going to implement this particle effect, Niagara particle effect. This is going to be a part of the system that I am going to implement some magic attacks where the character can summon a magic fireball in his hand and attack an enemy with that. So this is the particle effect that will be spawned in the hand. So let's see how to implement this part today. And this episode is sponsored by this generous patron. Okay, so first let's create a Niagara particle system. Here I'll use this fountain, NS fireball. Okay, this is what we have. Let me duplicate this fountain like this first and remove the sprite renderer and remove this sphere location, velocity, drag, gravity, software forces and everything. Then I'll add a mesh renderer. Let me disable this fountain for now. I'll rename this auto. Right, so as the mesh, if you don't see any meshes, make sure to enable engine content, then you will see some meshes. I'm gonna use a sphere which is under engine meshes. So if I just place this in the level, well, it's too large, so I'll set the initial scale in the initialized particle mesh scale mode, set to uniform, and I'll use 0.2. Right, that scale is fine. And now we need to have a material for this, so I can override the material and add the suitable material. So let's first create this fire-like material first. So let's go to our materials folder, fireball. Right here I'll change the material domain to that surface, the blend mode to additive, and set to unlit because this is going to be a fiery object, so it should be unlit because it's self-illuminating. Right, so now as the color, I'll get a particle color node, and if I just plug this, you get the color, just a color. Now here let me assign that and fireball. Now you get white. Let's see what's the color we have here. Yeah, white. So if I make it red, you see the color is changing. These changes are affected because I have used this particle color node. So here let me add a multiplier and let's add some texture sample. Some noise. We have some noise textures in our project. Let's see which one. Let's try this one. And Now if you see, we get some effect. So if I apply this, you can see the color here. Right, now it start to look like fire, but we need to have some movement. So ideally it should move up. So to do that, let's add a texture node, texture coordinate node to make it move up. I think I'm fine with the scaling we have here. To make it move up, let's add, let's make float 2. So x, if I add a variable value to x, it will move the character in horizontally. If I add something to y, a dynamic value to y, it will move vertically. So if I connect time here, you see it's moving up, but we need to control the speed. So I promote this to a variable y speed. Let's try something like 0.3. Great, but also it would be better if this object has some refraction like effect on the, not exactly a refraction, some deforming effect, because this is fire. So for that, let me duplicate this node and add another one. Let's connect this. Now we will see it does have some refractive effect, but it's not moving. Why did it stop moving? What if we connect this? Not quite what I expected. Let's add a multiplier here. Oh, one more thing. Here we should connect the opacity as well. Right. Oh wait, instead of a multiplier, let's try an add node. That's better. But this also needs to have some movement. So let me duplicate this. And let's add the x speed here. X speed. float to, let's connect these results to x, so it will be moving in x direction, but this has to have some value. Right, that's too much. Okay, now let's see how this looks in here. Right, now this looks like sun actually. Right. Okay, now the next thing is, initially this should be invisible, and in time this should become visible and illuminating. So we can use this scale color node here, and this is normalized edge. So this should be the other way around. We need this much. Right here, for this scale RGB, let's use vector from float, and this value, what if we link emitter edge? So as the emitter edge increases, the color becomes more illuminating. See, that's what happens here. But we need to clamp this, because otherwise after a long time this should be too bright. This will be too bright. So this value, edge of the emitter, I think it becomes visible too fast. There should be some time. So let's convert this to a curve. Yeah, instead of normalized edge, I'll use emitter edge, and initially it should be 0, value should be 0, and at the end the value should be 1 in 1 second, maybe in 2 seconds. And let's scale the curve 5. Right now you can see in time it becomes bright. Right, now let's make this more curved. So it doesn't become much visible until like 1 second. Clamp value, let's try 20. Right, that's better. Now we need to have the particles, so let's implement this, use these fountain particles for that. So they should attract, they should be spawned outside the sphere and attract towards the sphere, that symbolizing like the energy in the environment is attracted to the center and becomes a fireball, something like that. So we don't need gravity force, we don't need drag. We need this one, maybe. Let's keep it. We don't need a velocity. And yeah, sphere location. So I'll increase this to like 500. Now you can see in a larger area the particles are spawned. And then under particle update, I'll add point attraction force. Fix issue. Okay. Attraction radius I'll increase to 600 so that it covers the entire area the particle is spawned. And the kill radius I'll set to 10. So we won't see that after attracting it they are like ejecting from the center. We wouldn't see that if we kill them when it is in this radius. Force 50. Right, better. But it would be better if we see the particle is like deformed towards the attraction force. So to do that, I'll set the scale to non-uniform, random non-uniform, x min to 1 and max to 2, y min to 8, max 10. So you can see now the scale of the sprites are not uniform, but they are not rotated towards the center. So to do that, here I'll set the alignment to velocity aligned. Now you see they are pointed towards the center and they are not much visible. Maybe we should increase the scale, x scale 5 to 6, this one 15 to 18. Right, better. Now we need to change the color of these particles. So particle, let's use the same color, red. And initialize particle R1 G0 V0. And under scale color, let's use the same vector from plot. Initially this should be 0. In the middle, this should be more visible. Right, so what else? Shall we increase this particle count a bit? 500. let's try adding curl noise to have some changes. Maybe it's not very nice. Right. So I'm gonna stop this episode right here, and as always project files will be available for the download in Patreon page. Link would be in the description below, and if you like to support my work you can get the membership of the Patreon club. See you in another episode. Goodbye.